Hi, this is Chris Merrill. Together with my good friend Frank Jones, we have written the Worship Leaders Toolkit, and we wrote it for you so that hopefully it would enhance your ministry, not only to the people in your congregation, but it would also bless the Lord. I want to speak to you for a second about the altar area. Sometimes I've started a church in a school, in the gymnasium, and it didn't seem very much like a church. There was no raised altar. I gave the message one week and I spoke standing there on the gym floor. I've done church in strip malls. I've done church in abandoned buildings. I've been a missionary, so I've done church in lots of weird places. But usually you're probably worshiping in a church that has a raised altar area. Now think back in history with me, and you've seen pictures of cathedrals in Europe. Usually the chancel area is the area where the choir sat and the altar was, with the Bible opened, and it was a big impressive volume of the Bible. And that area was often blocked from the congregation by a gilded screen. In fact, the word chancel comes from the Latin, which means trellis, which speaks to that divider. So the word chancel means divided. And it was separated from the congregation the same way the Holy of Holies was separated from the people in the Jewish Old Testament days. It's sacred, and it's not to be taken lightly. So here we are worshiping in a gymnasium, maybe up on a stage worshiping, and you've got a raised altar area. And it doesn't seem much like an old-timey church, and maybe that's your purpose. But let me say something. A lot of things happen up there that are holy moments. Babies are dedicated. People are wed, and they give their vows to each other and pledge their lives to each other till death do they part on that location. The pastor makes the invitation to come and receive Jesus, and some in your congregation may have received the Lord right there. They take communion there. The dead are eulogized from that place. And over time, this altar becomes saturated in holy moments. And that's wonderful. That's good. Now, I just urge you not to forget that all the history that's happened at that place, whether it's a gym or whether it's a cathedral. Because if we leave music cases, if we have music stands with music pouring out over the edges, if we've got extra mic stands piled in the corner, if I've got cables everywhere looking like the Well of Souls from Raiders of the Lost Ark, it profanes the holy altar just a little bit. My point is, you can take some effort and make the altar area presentable. It is a holy place. Buy some these entryway rugs that are rubberized on the bottom and fabric on top. They're a little heavier than normal. People don't trip on them. They cover up cables that aren't movable, like a guitar cable you don't want under there, but your mic cables can be under that. Get all your music cases and equipment that's not necessary on stage, get it backstage or off stage. Have people hide their water bottles or coffee cups behind a plant or behind the monitor. Little things like this go a long way and keep you out of trouble, because you don't want somebody from the board calling you in and telling you that you're not treating the altar with the due respect. Again, we just hope these tips help you, keep you out of trouble, and enhance the ministries for both your congregation and for the Lord. Thank you. Visit us at theworshipleadertoolkit.com. We appreciate it if you buy the book. Thanks.